Hello and welcome to Horizonte, a show that takes a look at current issues through a Hispanic lens. I'm your host, Catherine Anaya. Historically, Hispanic and Latinx children were diagnosed with autism at lower rates than non-Hispanic white children. But new Centers for Disease Control data shows that gap is beginning to narrow. To give all families with sensory sensitivities such as autism, ADHD, and epilepsy the ability to enjoy experiences like a major sporting event, 3 Arizona stadiums now house sensory rooms. Joining me to talk more about how these rooms are offering families a safe, comfortable space to enjoy a big game experience is Gabriela Salcido, founder of the Scottsdale-based Roman Empire Agency. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
Good to see you. Now, your agency supports people of all ages with developmental disabilities like autism, we were mentioning, ADHD, and epilepsy. For families who are navigating sensory sensitivities, big sporting events like football games and baseball games, they can sometimes feel overwhelming. Can you explain a little bit about how these environments, the crowds, the noise, the lights, impact families with sensory challenges?
Yeah, some of these families want to enjoy the game. They want to take their children, but it's very difficult, and they face the challenges of, like you said, it's very loud, the crowd, the noises, the lighting. So we want to be able to offer something to the families. So we decided to do the sensory rooms in these different stadiums, these different venues, so that the families can come and bring the children, and that they can go ahead and enjoy the game. And it's a very great experience because they're able to enjoy the game. We offer some widget toys, and they're able to take it then back to the seat and stay with the families and watch the game. So we decided to do this because we are facing a very crisis situation where 1 out of 32 children are getting diagnosed with autism, and they face so many challenges with sensory issues. So these rooms that we're offering, these sensory rooms, it's a great way for them to enjoy the game.
It makes such a difference because it is this inclusive way for them to enjoy these big sporting events with their families. To make that experience, more comfortable and more inclusive, the Arizona Cardinals and you, your agency, partnered last year to open a sensory room at the State Farm Stadium. How is this room designed particularly for these families to feel that comfortable, safe environment?
So these rooms are designed because they're soundproof. They have lighting. We have therapists on site that if they come to the sensory room, we're able to offer that experience where the child can interact with the toys that we have there. We have things that are in the walls. It's very calming, it's soothing. So when the families leave there with the little widget toy, they're also very excited. So it gives them a time to recharge, to take a little break. And it's so just effective for the families, and they enjoy. We have such great success when we started doing this with the Cardinal Stadium.
Well, tell me a little bit about that success. Have you been able to witness firsthand how transformative this is for the families?
It is. We started out with like one family visiting the room. They had no idea. The sensory room was there before, but it had no exposure. Families didn't really know how to utilize it. So when we came in to partner up with the Cardinals as well as other venues, we decided that we were going to do something very creative for the families. We were going to offer on-site therapists that it can interact with the children. So that's what makes it different. These sensory rooms have on-site staff there for them. We have a BCBA, we have staff that are very well trained. So it's very, very interesting that we're able to offer this because the families love it. We started out with like one family, and we ended up with like over 50 families visiting.
Amazing.
It's really, really amazing. For the Diamondbacks, there's some data that they took during the last season, and over 1,000 families visited the center.
That's incredible. Congratulations
Thank you.
on that. You mentioned the therapists that are in the room there. These sensory rooms are the only ones in the country that actually have therapists on staff?
Yes, to my knowledge, yes. There are sensory rooms in different stadiums, but they don't have on-site staff that interact with the children and adults.
And why is that so crucial?
It's important because they need to sometimes have those techniques that the parents can take back to the seat, so we offer that to the families, not only the widget toy, but we also offer them techniques, okay? You can use this toy, you can take it back to the stadium, and we also offer to the families that if they want to come back to recharge again, maybe in the second quarter or the third quarter of the game, they're able to do so. They don't have to make reservations for these rooms. They can just go ahead and come as a walk-in. We do limit it about 15 minutes or so, but it's not just 15 minutes. If they need more time, we're able to accommodate those families with more time.
Which is fantastic. You mentioned Chase Field and Sun Devil Stadium. When you partnered with these two organizations, they actually approached you.
Yes.
How did that come about?
We were just so excited that they told us, hey, you know, we have a sensory room. It's underutilized. We would like to go ahead and make some use of it. That's how I started with the Cardinals. So we went ahead and did it. It was so effective and so successful that then the Diamondbacks said, we want the same thing. We want this for us. We are so involved with the community and we want to be able to offer this. And I think it's going to be a big hit. So we're like, okay, fine. We designed the room, we came together and it was developed and it was a huge success. They did the right thing because, you know, so many families love not only the football, but also baseball, you know, so the Diamondbacks is very big in Arizona, and the fact that we're able to do this in Arizona for the first time, it's really amazing. We've had nothing but positive feedback from the families.
That's so great. And these rooms, they have a very calming sense about them, the way they're designed. I know that for a lot of these families, this was the first time that they've ever been able to experience a sporting event, a big game sporting event like this, together as a family. How powerful is that for you to be involved in something that's really so life-changing for a family?
It is. It's actually very heartbreaking, and I can't believe that we're actually making that break for the first time and being able to offer this, right? Because it's not offered anywhere in the world. This is the first time that we're doing this. So it's very heartbreaking. It's very rewarding that we're able to offer this to the families. And like I said, it's also extended to the adults that have sensory issues, because 1 out of 45 adults also get diagnosed with autism that may have sensory issues. So we're just so exciting. We hope that this can grow. Maybe other agencies can do the same thing that I'm doing, you know, across the nation. That would be very great to have.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Is this kind of a blueprint for other states, and have other states reached out to you or other venues about doing something similar?
There is a few other MLBs that have reached out to us, but we want to go ahead and master what we have right now and make sure that we get it, you know, all the logistics correctly and everything. We are learning a lot. We're learning, you know, how more we can enhance, what more we can offer to the rooms. But we would love to see all of the stadiums, all of the large venues offer these to the families and the children.
I know you have been a practicing attorney. How did you get involved in this type of work? What inspired you to do this?
So I wasn't a practicing attorney. I do have a law degree. I started out as a social worker for the state of California. You know, I did that for about 10 years. I left the field, and then afterwards I decided to open up my program. I know what the need was. I knew what I was able to offer and the quality and the experience that I had. And so I knew that there was a need. And so the fact that I developed my companies, and I've been in business for about 16 years, has been so rewarding. And now we've extended more programs, such now we're able to offer like behavioral therapy for the children in like 7 different states, and growing. And we're very excited to be here for the families. And now, more than anything, able to offer these sensory rooms, you know, here in Arizona.
Makes such a big difference. So when people come to your agency, they can also find out resources, tips for how to navigate the various sensory challenges that they're dealing with, right?
Absolutely. We do so much for the families, the adults, the children. We provide services from a child that's 2 years old all the way to someone that has a disability, developmental disability, up to 80 years old. If someone needs therapy for the child, we're there for them. We provide that for them. If the mom has a teenage son or daughter that needs help, we do provide transitional services and making them independent. Let's say there is a person that wants to have the desire to live alone one day. We provide that 24-hour support of the staff for them to live independently with the right supports in place. If there's a client that maybe got involved with the law, that is forensically involved, we provide that service for them. We try to get them out of the probation scenery because they don't know how to go ahead and report every day to probation. So we take care of that for them. We integrate them, we rehabilitate them, and put them back in the community. That's what we do. We do every type of service for child or adult that has a developmental disability.
Great. So if a family is watching this, They know where they can go to get these resources and information that you provide. But if they want to take part in the sensory room, what is the process they have to go through? Because does it vary from one stadium to the other?
So I will make it very simple.
Okay.
So like at the Cardinal Stadium, they go ahead and they're located on the first floor. And they can ask any staff, where is the sensory room located? And they'll guide them and direct them. For the Diamondbacks, we're located at the diamond level in the left field. Again, all they have to do is ask someone, where's the sensory room? They'll locate them in, put them in the elevator, and put them in the right place. For the ASU, now that we're partnered with ASU, we're on the first level in the athletics department above the Hall of Fame.
That's fantastic. The partnership that you have with ASU actually goes beyond the sensory rooms. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
We're so excited to offer this for the first time to a college campus because this room that we've designed, it's used during the week for the athletic at-risk team. So they're able to use it during the week, and then on the weekends, the families that come to the games are able to access it. And that's what the sensory room, it has a multi-purpose. And we're so excited that we're able to integrate not only the students, but now the families visiting these games on the weekends.
This is truly wonderful and so inspiring. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining me here and talking a little bit about how these are really making a difference in families' lives.
Yes, and then I'll just mention my website if more
Yes.
information if they want more information, it's www.romanempire.agency.com. And again, thank you so much, everyone. Gabriela Salcido, I'm the founder, and I love what I'm doing.
Thank you, Gabriela. It shows. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. And that's our show. For Horizonte and Arizona PBS, I'm Catherine Anaya. We'll see you next time.